Teach them to always be grateful, to be Jason. Hi beautiful people, welcome back again to my channel. It's Houz of House of Roses as always. So I am currently in Abuja. I'm here for a summer program called the Gap Minders. I do a lot with kids, and you don't know, children are my calling. So today I want to talk about 10 manners your children should know before the clock 10. As we all know that, kids, like, the time to groom them right are from the very early stage. And when I mean early stage, I mean like from even 1 year, if not even less than, because kids these days, trust me, are very, very smart. And it's so sad that I see parents, because I work with children, so I see parents like, how do you intend your child to know some things if you don't teach them? It works in two ways. You teach your child what and how you want him or her to do, to be, or to live. And then the second most important thing again is leading by example. Children, they might not really get what you say, but trust me, they learn from that age, from the age of less than 1 to, let's say, to 10 or less than that or more than that. And they learn by what they see. If I am to put it in a chart, I would say children learn from what they see by 90%, and then the 10% is just from just you talk, and at the end of the day you see that you end up talking, and they are not just hearing you. So why not just live by it? You understand? Like, you want them to be like, okay, when they grow, your child doesn't know what you don't teach them and what they don't see you do. For an example, which is going to be one of the 10 manners I'll be mentioning your child should know before age 10. One is, you want to get something from your child. Let's say mommy wants to get something from Chelsea, and you're like, Chelsea, go get me that stuff on my bed. Where's your manners, mommy? Daddy, where's your manners? What about Chelsea? Please, can you go get me that stuff from my bed? You can tell the difference between Chelsea, go get that stuff from my bed. Of course, she's your child, or he's your child, or they are your children, but it still doesn't mean that you would lose your manners because they are your children and you should command them. These are kids that are still growing, and they need these manners to help them as they grow and as they live. First thing first, teach your child to always show gratitude by saying please and thank you. Very, very important, because how do you teach them? By example. If I'm going to tell from my example I cited earlier, if I'm going to tell Chelsea, please go get me my phone from the bed, and Chelsea goes to get your phone from the bed. When she brings the phone to you and you say, thank you, Chelsea, or thank you, my darling, thank you, my love, and that is how they learn. Okay, moving forward. Number 2, teach them to always knock on the door before entering a room. It's very important, especially when even if it's their siblings' room, even if it's a room where they and their siblings share same room. It's important that they learn the manners of knocking before entering a room. It will also help them, and you mommy too, and daddy and aunties and uncles, you also, before you enter your child's room, please knock on their door. It doesn't matter whether you're the owner of the house. Like, really, at this point or at this time, it doesn't matter who owns the house and who doesn't. Okay, so you have to knock. In that way, they will also learn that before they come into your own room, they will knock as well. The third point is, teach them not to interrupt when adults are talking or in a conversation, and if they must talk, please teach them that they have to use the words please excuse me, and then they can proceed when given the permission to. It is key. It's a sign of respect, because if I see a lot of kids, like when adults are talking, like there's a visitor in the house and your child is coming to be like, mommy, my one biscuit, mommy, so and so is disturbing me, is looking for my trouble. I mean, that is such disrespect. Okay, teach them to always, before they even talk, if they have to, which I know, yes, attention will be given to them. Teach them to always say, please excuse me, and then they can proceed and go ahead with your permission, of course. The number 4 point is teach them not to comment on other people's physical appearance, unless it's a compliment and a positive one. Yeah, I mean, a compliment is always a positive one. So yeah, I had a case just a few days ago, which is one of the reasons why I decided to make this video. So she was like, she saw a mentee, saw a picture on my phone of one of my big CC. Yeah, she's on the big side, the big bold and beautiful side. Yeah, so she commented, she's too fat. And I now said, I asked her, is that the right thing to say? Why not you say she's beautiful rather than she's too fat? Yeah. So I waited for her reply. She now said, okay ma, correction taken. And I said, why am I saying this story? Because there was also a precedent before this. While she was growing up, she had this self-image issue, which we worked on. She's very fine right now, like her confidence level is top notch. So she also was on the big side, but right now she's slender, she's now slim, but it's cool and all of that. So I know that, do you remember before I started working with you, that one of the issue I noticed was your self-image and self-confidence, and then if I'm to use the word, you were too fat, and then you cried, because you reported it to me. Not even your kid, didn't even go to her parents, she reported it to me. She said when her brother called her horrible. If you're in Nigeria, you know what horrible means. It means fat. So I said, do you remember that you were crying when they called you horrible? So why would you, have you forgotten, why would you say same thing? Because right now you're saying you're doing that same thing your brother did to you many years back, a few years back. So this is what I told her, that do not comment on people's physical appearance, okay? Because you don't know what they are going through. You don't know their history, especially when it comes to health wise. You don't know, you just don't know anything about them. Even if you think you do, you are not, don't comment if it's not anything positive, or if it's not a compliment. I told her not to ever. Let's go to number 5 point. Always teach your children that when they sneeze or they cough, they should close their mouth. Okay, I mean, there are germs everywhere. They might not even be the carrier of the germs, but if they are going to expose their mouth, if they're going to expose their mouth out there, they could easily contract germs outside. So please tell them when they sneeze and cough, they should always close their mouth. Number 6 point, teach them to always return everything they get to borrow. Like, even if they have to borrow, okay? Like for me, I have my reservations, about borrowing, but I know sometimes we can't do without it, okay? But I still have my reservations. So I would even say, I would advise, instead of borrowing, if it's something that can be provided for you, I would always advise, come to me, go to your parents or your guardian and tell them about it, and definitely if it's worth it, they will provide it to you. But even if it's a case that you have to borrow, please teach them to always return it. It builds trust, and also it builds it shows the level of integrity. They might not really understand it at that age, but as they grow with these manners, and they grow right with it. The number 7 thing your child needs to know is, when they make a bop, they should do that quietly, and after that they should also say excuse me. very the key. Second to the last thing is teach them to always ask for something before taking it. They should learn to ask, okay? And that will also help them not to form that habit or emotion of manipulating, when they want something, okay? They should learn to ask before taking something, most especially when that thing does not belong to them. You guys, Jason, stay quiet. Last but not the least, guys, teach them to always be grateful, to be Jason, we are making a video. Teach them to always be grateful. You should always keep up with a positive attitude. They should smile always, and it will definitely help them as they grow and as they get older as well. Guys, we've come to the end of this video. I hope you've learned a thing or two, especially if you have a child or a kid under the age of 10. Yes guys, and hope you do enjoy this video. Kindly subscribe, like, comment and share, and I'll see you in my next one. For now, bye bye.